I'm Father Michael Hardie. I have several roles in the Australia province. I suppose the main one is Justice, Peace and Integrity of Creation Coordinator. I was appointed to that role at the beginning of 2017. So that is a role which keeps me pretty busy. The main function is to keep the province informed of justice and peace issues in Australia and in the wider world, and how that impacts on our life as religious and how we can respond to those issues. So one of the most important issues that we're dealing with is the question of human rights, especially rights for Aboriginal people. And to this extent we live out our JPIC responsibilities in our parishes, and especially the parish at Alice Springs, but also in the area of formation, raising awareness of our students in formation of the issues of justice and peace which impact upon our world. And we do this at the level of formation so that they grow up understanding these issues, and when they are ordained, already these issues are a part of their consciousness and their understanding, and we hope that an awareness of these issues will lead them into ministries. There are many challenges in this ministry. One of them is just the volume of justice and peace issues which are present in our world. Not only do we have issues of migration and refugees, but we also have issues of abuse, of violence in the family, and these issues, even as we work with them and understand them and try to do something to address them, they evolve into another form. So we really need staff for the JPIC business. So I find that just with a few people helping, it's not enough. But this is common to JPIC work worldwide. I find the work rewarding because there is in me a sense of justice, and it was this sense of justice that actually caused me to approach the Divine Word Missionaries many years ago when I was working as an engineer in the Middle East. People I were living and working with in those days, back in the 1970s and the 1980s, I saw that the world essentially in certain areas was very unjust. There was marginalisation of poor workers, violation of contracts, and the violation of the human person. And it occurred to me at that time that there must be something I could do towards working towards justice for the poor. So this has been the main motivation for my joining religious life, but also it is the motivation for my work. So I see that my work comes from my sense of justice, and I'm happy to say that we have a Pope, Pope Francis, who strongly supports the area of justice for the environment, for people, and for the world in general. I have a couple of other roles with the Divine Word Missionaries. One role I'm involved in is in parish work, celebration of Mass in parishes from time to time, and work in the prison system. I work with the prison chaplaincy team in the Victorian Prison Network. A third role I have is teaching. I've always been a teacher, even when I worked in the Middle East before joining the Divine Word Missionaries. So I've been able to bring my teaching into the area of ministry. So I teach with a school which is called the English Language School for Pastoral Ministry, which is a work of the Passionist congregation. So we as SVDs, we work closely with the Passionists, but especially in this area of the school. I teach in the school. There are 5 of us altogether. There are 2 from religious congregations and 3 teachers who are not religious, but we work together in a teaching, learning environment which is more than a school, it's also a community. So my area of teaching is academic English. Students who come from overseas to study theology in the University of Divinity or other tertiary institutions, they can come to us to receive training and teaching at all levels, from beginners right through to the academic level, which is the level immediately prior to entry into the tertiary education system. So my role there is teaching at the academic level. English for academic purposes is the name of the unit that I teach in. It's very rewarding. I see students developing their skills and grasping theological understandings and theological vocabulary, and I see them preparing themselves well for entry into the theological academic field. And I think in this term, in terms of this genre of teaching, I think we are exceptional in Melbourne. As far as I know, we are the only school or institute that teaches with theological language at the basis of teaching and learning.